All right, for those who don't know me, I'm Scott. Running for state rep, like Crystal said. First and foremost, just kind of talk about who I am, what I'm about. The most important thing is I'm daddy to an amazing 4-year-old little girl. In the last 4 years, being a father has just completely changed and reshaped how I see myself. I'm a United States Air Force veteran of 6 years. One of the main things that's kind of drove me to where I'm at is when I enlisted in 2006, I took an oath to support and defend the United States Constitution. When I took it, I didn't put an expiration date on it. It will last until my dying breath, and I take it very, very seriously. In the Air Force, I was a munition system specialist, or ammo as we called ourselves. As you can imagine, I built bombs. As you can imagine, building bombs is not necessarily a skill set that transfers very well to the civilian world. But I learned a lot of life lessons. I learned a lot of responsibility, work ethic, how to take pride in my work. I was already a pretty patriotic leaning person, and just kind of being on active duty, solidified the leanings I already have. I love this country with everything that I am, and I won't stand by and let it be ruined by greedy politicians and the corporate billionaires that buy them. As I said, I take my oath to the Constitution very seriously. It's the single greatest governing document ever written. Our founders created it with the privilege of being experts on the rise and fall of nations throughout history. They used this knowledge to craft what is, in my opinion, a near-perfect structure for governance. It's perfect because it's simple. It leaves room to be changed as times change. The important thing to realize, which I'm sure everybody here does, we're libertarians after all, it's not written to give you rights. It's not written to tell you what rights you have. It's written as a restriction on the powers of government. James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, all the other founding fathers realized that without certain restrictions in place, our government would seize as much power as possible and reinstate the tyranny that they fought against and fought to free themselves from. They knew they couldn't plan for every possible future scenario. That's the reason they left the Constitution simple and flexible. It's a living document, and we'd be a lot better off as a nation if we'd start following it again. My plan for Illinois is to not only rigidly follow the Constitution to the letter, but also the principles that formed it. To do this, I want to transform the way people think about my district, the 117th. I want to introduce, and I want my district to become known as the Office of the Repealer. I have very little ambition at all to pass laws. In fact, I would consider my term a success if I don't pass any. My goal is plain and simple. I seek to repeal old, bad, unconstitutional, and freedom-restricting laws and replace them with absolutely nothing. That's it. We have too many laws already. I want to start taking a hard look at them and get rid of those that infringe on our rights. In an effort to fulfill my oath to the United States Constitution and my plan of throwing out crap laws, I promise a few amendments to the Illinois Constitution that I will introduce. First, as I said in there, Article 1, Section 22 of the Illinois Constitution states, subject only to the police power, the right to keep and bear arms should not be infringed. Basically, that says you have the right to bear arms unless we say you don't. No thanks. I'll introduce an amendment to remove subject only to the police power from this amendment, essentially completely stripping the state of all ability to infringe on your gun rights. Article 2, Section 2 of the Illinois Constitution states, the enumeration in this Constitution of specified powers and functions shall not be construed as a limitation of powers of state government. It essentially gives the government of Illinois unlimited authority to control you. I would introduce an amendment to completely remove this from the Constitution. The powers of government should be clearly stated and defined. We have to refrain from including catch-all statements like that. It's just ridiculous. My last point is about minority rights. Near every politician you'll hear speak to you, talk, whatever, has his or her plan to protect this minority group, that minority group. The fine print is, they don't talk about how it infringes on the rights of other groups or other people. They pick their favorites, and this or that needs to be sacrificed for the good of this or that, whatever. I have no interest in the rights of different minority groups. I seek to protect the rights of the smallest and most underrepresented minority we have, and that's the individual. If we focus on protecting the rights of individual people, rather than throwing them into groups according to whatever the divisive thoughts of the time are, we protect everyone's rights. There's simply no way to protect minority rights without protecting the rights of the individual. Our country and our state are in a crisis, and I cannot sit idly by and watch our government invalidate our Constitution and violate the rights of our citizens. Both parties currently in power try to present the image that they oppose each other. We all know that's not right. Illinois has seen time and time again that both sides are perfectly willing to work together to ignore and subvert the right of its individuals. I'll represent Southern Illinois with clear and uncompromising positions on the critical issues facing America today. I'm obviously not beholden to any Democratic or Republican machines, and I won't bend to anything Lex tries to tell me to do. I'm here to fight for your rights and everybody's rights. That's it. Give me money.